curious from your perspective. This league is trending towards shooting a lot more threes and stuff. And I know you guys emphasize getting a lot of good looks in three as well. But when it comes to defense, what's your approach to defending the three-point line, and what kind of looks are you more comfortable giving up compared to others?
Without giving up all our secrets defensively, we want to make sure we're a team that, first and foremost, take away easy baskets in transition. And teams can get the ball, kick it ahead, get easy threes. It fuels their energy. In the half court, we want to keep teams out of the paint, and really we just want to contest shots at a high rate.
Coach, defensively, there was a lot of good things seen in that second quarter. I know a lot of credit was given to Matt Ryan, the offense and stuff, but you guys did a little bit of change-ups where I know half of the plays, or seemingly every third play, you were going into a zone. What dictates when you guys go into a zone?
Well, Memphis historically has a really solid offense, and we wanted to throw their rhythm and timing off. And that's what the zone is meant to do, is force you to take shots that you probably wouldn't get. Maybe those shots are open, but they're out of rhythm.
And how good was it just to see you guys return back to what you were doing last season? Keeping those threes really highly contested, and then, of course, keeping guys away from near the rim.
It was great. You know, that's a part of our identity, our foundation defensively, and it was good to see the carryover from training camp, preseason games. We had that week of practice that we talked about. We were able to go to Memphis and put it all together.
Early on in camp, you emphasized doubling down on offensive rebounds and knowing that, as long as you're not having a lot of live ball turnovers, you'll be pretty solid in transition. It looks like you guys did a great job of that last night, both on the glass and transition defense. Are you satisfied with the way that was executed?
I am. I'm satisfied with it. A lot of positives from that game that we can pull, that we watched film today. We got on the floor and did some work. We know it's early in the season. We can still clean up the turnovers. We are on our guys constantly about that. That helps your defense be even better, and it helps your offense. So if we cut down, if we had 21, if we can get that down to 15, 14, those are more possessions that we get quality looks.
Could you talk about how everybody really contributed in last night's win? Are you seemingly or thinking about maybe going to and sticking with a 10-man rotation for a while?
We don't know. The game just sometimes it causes for you to make some adjustments and changes, and we try to leave that space to have some feel of what we might do. But we like what we saw from last game, and we'll continue to work off that.
Matt Ryan's been here for a couple days, comes in and completely flips the script there in the second quarter. What did you like from him last night?
I just love the fact that his preparation allowed him to take advantage of the opportunity. He's been in some big moment situations. Obviously, he hit a big one against us when he played for the Lakers last season to send the game into overtime. They won that game. He was with Boston when they went to the finals. So he has some experience, and he's hungry. He wants to get out there and play.
Speaking of Matt Ryan, he was in a lot of units with CJ and Jordan, just a lot of shooting on the court. JV was also in those units. What do you like about those configurations? From my perspective, at least, it seemed like there was a lot of space for guys to operate in. JV was getting good looks. Herb was able to run a little pick and roll with JV with shooters spread out. What did you like about that configuration?
The biggest thing is I like that we went out and competed with that group. And we had some moments there where we got a little shaky, but we just settled down. We ran our offense. We kept the game simple, made simple plays, hit some big shots. And like you said, more spacing for everybody to operate.
Going back to the turnovers for a second, Coach, is that something you're just going to have to live with? I know, for instance, when Steve took over with Golden State, those guys were averaging, I think, over 20, turnovers for the first 3 weeks or so, but he let them play through it. Is that kind of the same mentality you have with these guys?
We don't want to have that mentality, but, it's just something we got to continue to learn from. It happens. Let's be conscious of it. And some of the turnovers are silly. Post-entry passes, the travels, things that we can control.
At the end of the game, it seemed like you guys went to a few actions where he kind of got the ball face up around the elbow, free throw line, guys in deep corners and with some weak side action going on. How comfortable do you feel with those looks, and how much pressure do you think that's putting on the defense when they have to worry about the shooters in the corners as well as Z just having that kind of space to work with?
It's tough to guard him when he catches the ball in the middle of the floor. with a live dribble, and you're putting shooters and spacing around them. So it's a look that we go to at times, and Z is excellent at making plays from the middle of the floor.
I don't know how much prep you've done on the Knicks. They obviously have another game tomorrow night, but what is going to be the focus against them on Saturday?
We haven't done much prep on the Knicks yet. Today's practice is mainly about us, talking about the positives, cleaning up some of the improvements. We'll work on them tomorrow, but we know that they're a tough team. Brunson, Barrett, Julius Randle, they carry those guys offensively. Quickly comes off the bench. He speeds the tempo up. So they're a tough team, tough matchup. We'll get a look at them. Their last game against Boston, and then they play Chicago, I believe, and they play Atlanta. So you see, I don't know who's playing who, but they play Atlanta, and then we'll go from there.
How important was JV in both terminating possessions in terms of getting the rebounds as well as just kind of backlining the defense?
JV was huge. He had a really solid game for us. He shot the ball when he was open. He rebounded the ball. He made some big plays down in the post. Really proud of him.